I think the audio is going to be a little off this week, but just taking the opportunity to get out and enjoy the first warm spring rain. All the rains up till now have been pretty cold and frigid. It's still probably about 70 degrees out, so it's the first really nice warm rain that we've had this year, which is really nice. It feels good. Stuff's going to be growing, and speaking of growing, one of the guys in my homebrew club gave me a couple centennial plants, so I got to get those in the ground. And so my video next week, I'm gonna talk about figuring out where to plant hops and some stuff you might want to keep in mind about the best way to let them grow. But to help celebrate Homebrew Wednesday, I got a bottle of homebrew from Josh Secaur. This is his Nooseburger Hop Trial number 3. It's 5% ABV. So let's open this up. Oh, little pop. That's good. Ooh, it smells good. The light here is not the best. I was hoping on, or planning on, having a little more lighting available here, but nothing really worked out. But this is a really deep amber color. It's got some nice red tones to it. It looks like the same color as like a dark Irish red. The aroma on it is really nice. Getting a little bit of fruity esters. Nice caramel sweetness. Enough bitterness to balance out the sweetness a little bit. Finish is nice and dry, which is nice. Josh commented that this was a red lager, so man, turned out really well. The hops, I'm getting a little bit of spiciness in the back of my throat. Kind of reminds me a little bit of cluster hops, but not quite as harsh as cluster gets sometimes. But yeah, just a really well done beer, Josh. Thanks for sharing. Cheers. So Saturday was the big brew, and I hope you guys all had a great time doing that, because our club, we had 2 guys brewing. I attempted to brew, but I'll talk about that in a minute. We had the other president of our club helped one of his friends brew his first batch of beer, and that was a Irish stout, and it sounded like it turned out really well. The guy had a lot of fun. And then the president of the UW Stout Homebrew Club, he was gonna attempt to do a wood-fired boil, and what he did is he had a Weber grill with a chimney coming up from the bottom, and then there was a kettle down in the bottom that he put the pellets in, but the kettle on the bottom was also attached to a ducted fan on a rheostat, so he could control the airflow going in to hit the pellets. So he had flames shooting up out of it like crazy. He did actually get it up to a boil after his mash, but it was windy enough that he couldn't keep the boil going on that, so he went back to his regular propane burner. And for me, I was working the welcome table and got busy chatting and drinking beers, but then after lunch I started a double batch, so I was going to make 10 gallons of extract beer, but my burner, if you go look at some of my old videos, you'll see there's a gap between the burner and where the kettle sits. There's about 4 inches, and even though it's one of the big banjo burners, it took an hour and a half, and I wasn't even up to steeping temperature yet. I think it got up to about 130 degrees, which is what my water heater at home set at, so that was kind of disappointing, but throws a lot of heat, but every time there was a breeze, it just blew the heat out from under the kettle, and like people walking by would like shy away from the burner and stuff. So I am not a fan of the Bayou Classic burners. I think it's the KAB4. There's just too big a gap. They're fine if you're in a semi-enclosed space, like I usually brew in my garage with one door shut on the side that I brew, and then the other overhead door open just for ventilation. But if you're debating on what burner to get, if you're planning on brewing outside, I really can't recommend that burner. I have it, it works for me at home. I guess I can't brew anywhere other than at home, but I do have a slight windshield bolted on the outside, but it's just aluminum flashing, and actually the first time I used it, it started to melt and warp, so it doesn't do a great job. But I'm thinking about chopping the supports on the burner so that the kettle will be closer to the flame source, and I'm hoping that'll help out. But since I was welcoming visitors at the Big Brew, I didn't actually get any footage of our event. I'll try to get some from a friend who was going around getting video of stuff. But not much of an update in what I've been up to. Oh, just remembered the single hop experiment. The IPA tastes phenomenal. I can't wait until it's carbonated. So that's in kegs and bottles. I bottled 5 gallons and then kegged the rest of it into 1 keg. So man, that beer was really good. So hope you guys are having a great brewing week. Brew up an adventure. Cheers. Get out and enjoy the outdoors.